The detail and features you expect from higher-end Lionel models combined with the flexibility to traverse tighter corners, all in an imposing, masterfully proportioned engine design. They called these LionMaster for good reason, but these epic engines have been absent from the recent Lionel catalogs for a while now. Where'd they go? And will they come back? You've probably heard me praise these kinds of engines on my channel countless times because they fit so well with what we're doing here on our home rails. The LionMaster line, whether it's earlier TMCC releases, legacy-equipped versions, or even the most recent LionChief 2.0 versions, are able to take big steam to any layout and still look good doing it. The details and designs fit in perfectly with modern Lionel scale-sized engines, but thanks to their articulated wizardry and slightly scaled down size, these can operate on curves as tight as 031.
Why did he leave without his card? What is he doing? What's wrong with you? You left all your passengers. You're like Thomas, you've left the station without your coaches.
Lionel first started offering these in 2001, equipped with their then revolutionary Trainmaster Command Control, or TMCC systems. With these same abilities as the larger 1/48 scale-sized engines, but with just a little bit of helium let out of the design, you could have something truly magnificent gracing your rails. If you've got 072 turns on your layout, there's honestly really no reason to go for a LionMaster, but for everyone else with a smaller layout in mind, the LionMaster engines finally made Leviathans like the Challenger, Class A, and T1 Duplex available. That's a big plus for the little guys, but there's still another option. Lionel's main competitor, especially when it comes to semi-scale, is MTH. Mike's Train House has a semi-scale line called RailKing that offers similar engines scaled down to be able to handle tighter turns with their own sized-down proportions. I get lots of comments asking why I love LionMaster, but have actively avoided adding RailKing engines to my roster. Aside from needing separate MTH control systems to make full use of those engines on my layout, I think the LionMaster lineup is head and shoulders above what RailKing can offer. Yeah, they're both semi-scale, but the RailKing proportions are smaller and feature less detail, whereas the LionMaster engines are still imposing on the line and have better proportions and separately applied details. If you put a LionMaster Big Boy next to a RailKing, you'll notice straight away what I'm talking about. What RailKing does that I do really like is their rolling stock. Ironically, they pair perfectly with the LionMaster engines I have. Their boxcars are a half step between the Lionel traditional 64/64 size and a full-scale boxcar, and because these LionMaster proportions seem to fall in that same category, they look perfect together. Even their passenger cars look perfectly suited to be pulled behind this LionMaster T1 Duplex, or this Greyhound Challenger. When it comes to rolling stock, I find myself pairing them up with my LionMaster collection nearly every time. And I think that's why I love these engines so much. Instead of being a traditional sized semi-scale, these really do seem to fit in between the two offerings. And that's where I come to the puzzling conundrum of why they're not around anymore. You may have seen my video on Where's the Middle Ground, where I touch on this, but in truth, the LionMaster line was that middle ground offering. Someone told me the prices were just too close to full-scale stuff to make it worth it. But I've seen how much people pay for a Vision Line Big Boy. The MSRP on a LionMaster Big Boy is nowhere near that. Even though they were still expensive at the time, I've yet to see an example that really had me wondering why someone would pay $500 more for the same features and more metal. The other story I've heard is the LionMaster line did not sell well as Lionel had hoped. I've even heard that the last LionMasters to be on shelves were there for a long time. The 2020 run of these cab forwards remained on shelves long after their catalog counterparts had already been sold. I even heard there was an Allegheny that was set to be made, but that there wasn't enough orders to make it actually happen, so they canceled it. which is a real shame and kind of puts a nail in the coffin for any hopes I had of a resurgence. But there's something I mentioned in a previous video about famous engines, and I think this is where LionMaster could really reside and continue on. Engines that are still around should be made in a size that anyone can run, not just the 072 scale guys. I'm talking about dads and kids on a channel I call Dadified. As a dad, if I took my kid to go see Santa Fe number 2926 and he loved it, like I know he would, I would want to run 2926 on our train layout at home. And our home has trains that run on 3 rails. But there's no 2926 I can buy that would fit around our layout. Take that same scenario and insert the name of any famous engine. 844, Daylight 4449, Norfolk and Western 611. The list goes on and on. It's my belief that as a dad who loves trains, of a son that also loves trains, that I should be able to get that train that we were on or that we saw and run it at home. Big Boy 4014 is out there running, and by golly, we have 4014 here, and it by far gets the most runtime out of all of our engines because my son loves it. Why? Because he's seen it. He's got a poster on his wall of it, and were it not for the geniuses at LionMaster, his options would either be the RailKing engine with its eyebrows shaved off, or a scale-size engine we could only run at the wider turns at our local club, which we don't get a chance to make it out to very often. You could argue that the LionMaster line doesn't really have to continue because there's enough examples out there for sale to satisfy the smaller group of folks looking to get them, like me. And that's really how I've been able to build our roster here on the Secondhand Overland. Without online auctions, marketplaces, and websites like trains.com, I wouldn't have a way to round up a semi-scale roster like we have here. Maybe there's more of you out there that would buy more if they were made again. And if that's true, let me know in the comments. Let Lionel know that the little guys still want some big engines on their train tables. In the meantime, I'll keep running these ones, pulling long trains through our semi-scale landscape. I truly love these engines and the idea that brought them to life. And if they do come back, you can be sure we'll be interested. Yes, I would even make an exception for the Secondhand Overland and get a new engine if it were a LionMaster. Hands down, no question. Curious to see what you guys think about this lineup. And if you want to see more about them, my buddy Art from Art's Model Trains is going to team up with me to do a LionMaster live stream soon. So stay tuned for that. We've gathered up every LionMaster steam engine in the roster to show you guys, so it's going to be a lot of fun doing that. As always, thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, tell me what your favorite is or what you wish they would make. And subscribe while you're at it so you can see the next videos we make. We'll see you next time.